Hello, and welcome to the LMU Biology 111 Marine Biology Update. Today we're talking about a fascinating species.
Indeed, its name is Placozoa.
Placozoa! What a name! Okay, what do we know about Placozoa?
Well, not much. We know that they are tiny animals with no distinct shape or size, no distinct organs or tissues, no nervous system, no body cavity. Basically, they're just flat dish-shaped animals made up of two single-cell layers.
That doesn't sound like much of an animal. Are they itty-bitty? Where do they live?
They can grow to approximately 3 millimeters in diameter. That's about...
Wow! Tiny!
It's about 3 grains of salt. Indeed, thus far they have only been encountered in marine environments. However, their small size and simplicity makes it difficult to know if there really may be more among us than we realize.
So they can be anywhere?
I suppose so. Although we have only seen them so far in aquariums and in bodies of water, especially near shores where the water is warmer.
So are there a lot of different types of Placozoa?
No, actually. So far, apparently only one species has been identified. Trichoplax adherens, forgive me. But because of their simplicity, it is possible that there are many out there that we can't yet differentiate.
I see. And how do they make babies?
I was just wondering the same thing. Why don't we bring in the current Placozoa expert, Dr. Placozoa?
Hello, Dr. Placozoa! We are so glad to have you here.
Well, glad to be with you. I hear you have a few questions for me?
Yes, more than a few, if we're being honest.
Well, fire away.
First, we were just wondering, how do Placozoa reproduce?
Well, their method of reproduction is actually quite intriguing. I believe that they can reproduce in 3 ways. We got binary fission, and then accidental cutting, or sexually. No sexual reproduction has been observed, though, because they've very rarely been observed at all.
That makes sense. What do baby Placozoas look like?
Oh, are they cute?
Unfortunately, I have no idea. Like I said before, not much is known about Placozoa because they have never been observed in their natural environment. We don't know if they take on a different form before maturation, if they remain effectively the same through their life. We don't even know how long they live.
Oh, I have a question. What do they eat?
Great question. Placozoa eat protozoans, which are unicellular organisms, meaning they are even smaller than the Placozoa.
But if they don't have mouths, how does that work?
You're right, they don't have mouths or anuses. They use intracellular digestion. They cover the protozoans with their bodies and then secrete digestive enzymes onto them until the protozoans are broken down into nutrients that the Placozoa can absorb.
Wow! That's intense.
How do they get to the protozoa? Or do the protozoa wait for them?
No, they don't wait. Placozoa are actually quite active. They get around. They use cilia on one of their layers to glide slowly across solid surfaces, or they can modify the actual shape of their bodies. The problem is they have no centralized system to control that movement. They run into an interesting problem.
What's that?
Well, you see, sometimes one side of the Placozoa moves one way and one side moves the other way, and then the Placozoa splits into 2.
Hilarious!
Is there anything else we need to know about these wee beasties?
Well, what I came here to say is that Placozoa, well, may be the missing link. I have a few different phylogenetic trees to show you what I mean. This first tree I use RNA sequences to create, and as you can see, Placozoa are third, along with Chordata, their sister.
Wow!
And they evolved after Porifera, the sponges, and Cnidaria, the jellyfish.
So you use the DNA of the organisms to roughly predict when they evolved?
Yes, well, I use their RNA, which is pretty similar, but you see, you can make trees a lot of different ways. Here I use physical traits like symmetry and body systems, and as you can see, Placozoa actually evolved second on this one, only after the sponges.
Wow, that's different. How do you know which one is correct?
Well, I don't really. I mean, the only way I can tell is if I compare it to known works like this work from the Berkeley researchers. And as you can see, they predict something similar to mine, that Placozoa evolved after both sponges and jellyfish.
Wow, so there really is quite a bit of confusion around this.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that Placozoa are so essential. We need more information about them.
This is crazy! Last week
Well, that's
I
all
was...
we have for tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Placozoa, for answering our questions. Until next time.